So as y'all can tell from the title, we have made it to 6 months of Microloc. But here's the thing. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Can I be real with y'all? I can be real with y'all. I don't know if we can really call it that. And here's why. Hello beautiful dreamers, and welcome back to Life of a Dreamer. My name is Darian Wright. Thank y'all so much for tuning in today. So y'all, this journey, this Microloc journey has truly been a journey. Let's just get into it. Okay, so for this 6-month update, I wanted to address a few things that have been going on with me on my Microloc journey, a few questions and things and comments, anything that y'all have asked me or like said to me or like have just questioned in the comments. I wanted to address all of that and also talk about the journey this far. But first off, we're gonna get into this little twist out we did. I did a twist out like 2 days ago, so this is like what, three-day hair or 2-day hair? This is 3-day hair. So yeah, the first thing we're gonna address is shrinkage. Obviously, if you've been following any kind of lock journey or Microloc journey or sister lock journey, you know that there's gonna be some shrinkage. In addition to my twist out that I did, which is obviously gonna cause shrinkage because it's a twist out, I have had like just normal shrinkage in my locks. If y'all can remember from like my install videos or like my question videos, my locks were probably like touching my shoulders, a little bit longer than my shoulders. They have shrunken up, and I'm okay with that because previously starting this journey, I always used to wear like mini twists anyway, and this was about how much they would shrink up. So I'm not shocked. I'm not like, oh my god, where's my length? Like, I knew this was gonna happen because my hair, I have shrinkage anyway. But yeah, let's get into this twist out, baby. I have been trying braid outs, and for some reason, even before I started this Microloc journey, my hair has not liked braid outs. Like, it's just not, or maybe it's just me. Maybe I just don't like the pattern. I don't like the way my hair looks. My hair has always done very well with twist outs, which is why I was wearing the mini twist before, because I would wear the twist for a week or two, take them out, and have a bomb twist out. So I've just given up on braid outs, honestly. Maybe when my hair gets longer, it'll look better, or I'll like the kind of zigzag pattern that a braid out will give. But my hair has always done really good with twist outs. So now that we have addressed the one thing that natural hair girlies, loose natural, lock, Microloc, sister lock, all the girlies hate, which is the dreaded shrinkage. Now that we have addressed that, so next thing I wanted to address was my wash days. I got so many like messages and comments and questions about why are you not braiding and banding your hair? Don't forget to braid and band your hair. And then just a lot of questions as if I was going to braid and band my hair, as if that was like, people wanted advice and stuff like that. So I wanted to address that because for me, it didn't really make sense. Now again, this is my personal journey. This is what I'm doing with my hair. I'm not telling y'all to do or not do anything in your journey, but for me, in my mind, the way I was doing my wash days, it just did not make sense. And also some of the other videos I was watching, I'd watch other people's wash days and see how they did it and just their different techniques. A lot of people would braid and band their hair before they got in the shower, get in the shower, start washing it, doing all that kind of stuff, and then take the braids down. And that just made no sense to me. And for me personally, I just felt like I couldn't like thoroughly clean, not even clean, because I felt like my scalp was getting clean, but I didn't feel like I could get all of the shampoo and conditioner out of my locks or my twists. So for me, that made no sense, because in my mind, the way my mind is working is that the problem that braiding and banding addresses is the fact of like, maybe not shrinkage, but just making sure that hair is put away in a way that there's not going to be slippage. There's not going to be locks marrying. It's going to allow the locks to dry in like a more uniform way instead of just being all over the place and then your hair just drying in its natural state and then maybe getting tangled or anything like that. So those are the problems that braiding and banding on a wash day addresses. And so in my mind, the fact that I braid and band my hair while it's still in its wet state and let it dry that way, I feel like it's the same thing. So yeah, for any future reference, if you're watching my Microloc videos, you're following this journey, you're thinking about what you're gonna do with your hair, I will not be braiding and banding or twisting and banding in the shower. There's just no point to me. I need to be able to have that freedom to like scrub my scalp and rinse my hair and squeeze my hair, and the braids or the twists just kind of get in the way of that. So I won't be braiding and banding in the shower, but I will just do that afterwards and let my hair dry that way, if there's any confusion. Another thing I wanted to address is the products that I used on my wash day. I got a lot of questions and a lot of like warnings, like don't do this, it'll cause buildup, all that kind of good stuff. I don't plan on using all of those products forever. I am just trying to get my hair to the place where it needs to be, because I noticed it was behaving differently, and not in a good way. I know locks is a totally different style than being a loose natural, so your hair is gonna behave differently, but what I noticed in my hair wasn't good. So I don't use all of those products all the time. I have frequent wash days, so I'm not going to be putting that amount of product in my hair all the time because I don't want that buildup. But I'm just trying to figure out what I need to do for my hair. And so far, what I have learned is during my wash day, using my shampoo, using my conditioner, and then just going in with my Shea Moisture leave-in conditioner just on the ends has been really, really great. And still using that oil on my scalp because it's very nourishing oil. The type of oils that I use are not heavy oils. So it's been a journey. I'm figuring out what I need to use. I think I'm down to like 4 products now. So I have my shampoo, my conditioner, my mixture of oils, and then my leave-in conditioner, which my hair is like thriving now because we was going through it a little bit for a little while with the ends of my hair. It was just feeling weird. They weren't feeling good. I felt like they were breaking off. My curls were breaking off at the end. So we're in a good place now. I don't always plan to use a lot of products. Obviously you don't want buildup forming in your locks as your locks are forming. So we're good there. We're figuring it out, and I'm gonna keep bringing y'all along on this journey because I'm learning just like y'all are learning, or maybe y'all are collecting data until you start your own Microloc journey. So I will keep y'all informed on every move that I make because that is what we are here for. All right, y'all. Now let's get into the nitty gritty. And this is gonna be a bit chatty, so if you're not here for it, I'm gonna include some timestamps. But I gotta keep it real with y'all and let y'all know everything that's been going on in these 6 months. So we're gonna start with my first retie day. So my retie day was kind of split. So as y'all know, like I addressed in my previous video, I am an actress, and at the time of my first retie, I want to say it was about 5 weeks after I had did my install day. What I did was I retied the front section. I want to say probably about like this, like 1/3 of my head, like the front part of my head, because I had a job to do and I wanted my hair to look nice and fresh. So the new growth was new growth in, and I wanted my front to look nice and fresh and cute to be on camera, blah, blah, blah. So I did a retie for the first like 1/3 section of my head. Any like problems that I had with my grid, I went through and fixed those, and I did the interlocking. Great. Took me about maybe like 3 hours total. I don't know. And that was good and fine. I fixed the front. I had all my parting, all the goodness. Well, time passed and I started working on the back section of my hair because my plan was, bam, I already have this front section done, right? So I'm gonna start my way back and work forward because I knew it was gonna take me maybe like a week to do my whole head. So the front was already fresh, moving forward. I start working on the back. I had to resize some of those locks because I realized that they were pretty big in comparison to like the rest of my head. But I also wanted them a little bit larger just because of like friction back there, wearing my bonnet, you know, wearing a scarf. I didn't want them to be so small that eventually they would kind of like rub off due to like friction or traction. Fixed a little bit of the sizing. Cool. Great retwist. We're flying through. Y'all. The problem came with like this section, the majority back section, top back section of my head. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. My retie took about a month. Maybe even longer. I lost track of time. Maybe even 2 months. I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. A lot of things happened. For one, a lot of time passed. I got really busy with work and just life and things. Life be lifing. And so I had a lot of new growth in this section. Mind you, the front is done, the back is done. I had a lot of new growth in this section. As I'm working my way up and doing my retie, trying to like not let it get too out of control, I realized there's a lot of problems in my grid. Mainly like this back section. I don't know what happened when I was doing my install, but it was wild. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. It was just crazy. And so as I'm noticing this, I'm like, I can't fall behind. So I need to start working on other parts just so I can deal with this part and everything else will be done. Because this is what, like, maybe 15% of my head. I could have the rest done and just work on this little section, right? Wrong. When you do your install, if you have like a grid, and I did it myself. I did my DIY grid. Y'all saw from the previous videos. The rows have to follow. And I am very particular. And now, like I said in my previous videos, I knew doing this DIY, my grid wouldn't be perfection. It wouldn't be perfect, like no flaws, everything is gonna be the same size. No, I don't care about that. But the problem that I was running into was through the horizontal parting of like me parting the rows, going through, doing the interlocks, I noticed that some of the rows were like this. So it would start off with a nice row and somehow the rows would overlap. I had a lot of strange parting. I had a lot of strange shapes, but mostly like in this side. This side of the back of my head was cool. Row, 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 lock, lock, lock. Perfectly fine. This side, maybe I was tired during my install. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I couldn't tell you. I honestly could not tell you how these parts happened, how some locks were teeny tiny and some were big. I honestly could not tell you. So that's one thing. Another thing. Y'all saw from my install video that I braided my hair down maybe like 3, 4, 5 passes of a braid, split the hair, twisted it all the way down. That was a big no-no. Now, I've seen all over the internet, all over YouTube, Instagram, a lot of people have done their Microloc install that way. It works for them. For me, it did not. And I will show y'all with some clips that I will include. So basically what happened here was while I'm doing the interlocking to start creating that lock, once I started that interlocking, the space that was the new growth hair that was about to be interlocked, little bitty space of braid, and then the twist down below, that little braid space was like a bump of air. It was just like a poofy air bump thing. And it looked really weird and it didn't feel strong. And so I want my locks to have a strong foundation all the way down. And I didn't want to leave that little bump of air to maybe be weak later on, maybe cause some kind of problem later on. And since that's how I had installed all of my Microlocs, that was a problem. But the other problem was my new growth was starting to marry. Because I told y'all it took maybe about a month. So we already have the 5 weeks of new growth that I was already interlocking, and now time is just passing and the hair is just growing and growing and growing. So while the front and the back was maybe about 5 weeks, here we are a month later, or a few weeks later at this point. We're probably at about 8 weeks for the rest of this hair. So it was a lot going on. I had some marrying in some areas. Some locks I was able to like completely like take down. There was like no tangles or anything. I was able to like take them down. I reinstalled them with a twist all the way down. And then I went and interlocked the roots because I didn't want to have those problems moving forward. I'm also going to show y'all how I fix those parts, because some twists I was not able to take down. Like they were so tangled and it was such a mess, I just had to leave it. So for those that were like really healthy, really good, I didn't need to take them down, but that bump, that little braid bump was bothering me, I was able to fix it, and I'm going to go in and show y'all how I do that. After interlocking that new growth at the top, as you can see, I'm left with that bubble that has formed from the braid during my install. So to fix that, all I did was push my yarn needle through that bubble in one direction and pull it super tight. I also took it through a couple other directions just so that it is interlocked within itself. All you have to do is pull it through tight, and as you can see, it looks more uniform, it's very firm, it's very strong, and we shouldn't have any problems down the line. So I hope that I clearly described my problem with y'all. I hope I gave enough visuals so that y'all can understand my problems and y'all can avoid this if you're going to be doing a DIY install like me. We're doing good. I'm proud to say we've had some reties. We've done some things since then, so we're all good. We're all on the same schedule, the same playing field. My grid is as perfect as I want it to be. It's great. It's good. And now we're going to address the new lock count. because in this fixing of my grid, I had to break some locks down that were super big that didn't match the new grid that we were putting in and installing. I had to combine some, I had to split some, all that kind of good stuff. I think in my previous video, my lock count was like 423, 425, something like that. I can't remember. Now, my new current lock count is 465. And that is a shock to me because as small as these new twists ended up being, I just knew I was going to be in like the 500, 600 range, and I did not want that. I wanted them small, but I don't have time for that, y'all. So this is where we're at, and I am very happy. I love the volume. I love the look that I have. And since fixing my grid, my reties have been really good. They've been super fast. I haven't clocked the time or anything like that, but I'm able to get like large sections done in small amounts of time. So I'm really happy about that. I'm so excited to see where we're gonna go from here. Any advice I would have for like somebody planning on doing their own like DIY install, get on some groups. I'm on like a few Facebook groups of like Sisterlocs and Microloc people. I've learned a lot from just reading their different posts and reading people's advice. Now granted, you got to take everybody's advice with a grain of salt because we're all on this journey in our own way, but just hearing like the different advice and different stories and guidance from people who have established Microlocs or Sisterlocs or anything like that, it's nice to know that information because there are some things that I heard from those ladies that I had never heard or seen before on any YouTube video or on any Instagram post. So just join the Facebook pages. You don't have to comment. You can just kind of read and get advice. You can ask questions if you want to. Keep doing your research, and also the big thing is know your hair, because we all have our lock inspos. We all have like this idea of how we want our hair to look, but in the end, it's all down to what you actually have growing out of your hair. So yeah, it's trial and error. You're gonna try some things. It's gonna work. It's not gonna work. So just stay along the course. It's gonna be great. I love my hair. Hopefully, if you start this journey, you'll love your outcome. And I know I've said journey a million times in this video, but that is literally what it is and what it has been. I've gone through so much so far, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. Well, I would trade the initial like way that I installed my hair. I could have saved like a whole bunch of time in fixing it, but we're here now and it is what it is. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope I gave y'all some important advice, because I was sitting there just screaming in my head the whole time like, I wish I had known this ahead of time. So share this video with anybody you think would help, would give them some inspiration or some ideas. If they're thinking about a Microloc journey, share this video with them. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all are loving this Microloc content and I am loving creating it. So thank y'all so much. Don't forget to hit that bell, subscribe down below so you get notified anytime I post a new video. And y'all stay tuned for the next one. Bye. And don't forget to follow me on my social medias. Bye.